The great outdoors moved indoors at Lancaster University Management School recently, where delegates gathered for the 7th Annual Innovex Conference, sponsored by the Outdoor Industries Association.
Very keen outdoor enthusiast.
Entitled Innovation for Extremes, the event reached out to the entire outdoor trade, including manufacturers and suppliers in textiles, clothing, footwear and retailing. Innovex was the brainchild of Mike Parsons and Mary Rose, and it's been organised by Lancaster University Management School since the very first conference back in 2003. So what was the main theme for this year's event?
It's all about innovation, which is the lifeblood of the industry, but in the context of the difficult situation of recession. And this conference is absolutely unique in the world. There's no other conference that is specific to innovation in the outdoor industry.
It came about as a result of Mike and I's collaboration. About 9 years ago, we began working on a book together, and from that book grew work within the university. We designed innovation courses together, and we then designed this conference. So it grew out of both our past, my academic past and Mike's 40 years in the outdoor industry.
Putting them back into their proper use.
The aim of the conference is to help the outdoor industry move forward and to provide some practical but science-based solutions, and also to create a dialogue within the trade, because achieving change is something that can only really be achieved collaboratively.
In terms of the event, if it's getting people thinking, it's getting people questioning, it's getting them to look at their own practices, and where does best practice come into that, and that's really key.
This afternoon we'll show you the components, we'll let you see the finished articles.
Innovex provides an excellent opportunity to explore the development of eco-friendly products and transparency in the supply chain, with presentations coming from a wide range of speakers.
They're from all over the UK and some from Europe as well, and they're a mixture of manufacturers, fibre suppliers, chemical manufacturers, branded product manufacturers and retailers, the whole supply chain.
We're making 30 million tonnes of polyester each year.
The range of topics covered throughout the day was particularly diverse. Robert Lomax from Baxenden explored the eco-credentials of cotton and polyester. From an environmental perspective, which one is better?
The simple answer is neither of them are better or worse than the other. They're both about the same. They both have an eco-footprint, and what we are doing is trying to reduce that. And innovation is the key to it, and both of them are looking at areas where we can get innovation to make them better.
For the first time, the Innovex event also welcomed representatives from Bluesign, the textile industry's independent standard.
Bluesign is doing, in case of consumer safety, we are the gold standard worldwide. We check all known consumer safety issues and give the recommendations how the companies could save, at the end of the day, energy, water and resources. And that's the biggest benefit to reduce your environmental backpack.
For Philip Reeves, the topic was rapid manufacturing and the opportunity this provides against a backdrop of rapidly changing global markets.
You know, we seem to want to recreate the heyday of manufacturing in Europe, and maybe we're missing the point of the globalised economy. You know, I think that the point here is that this frees us up to manufacture our product, our intellectual property, anywhere on the planet where the consumer is. So why don't we address it the other way and say we don't want to make product here and ship it around the world, which is fundamentally unsustainable. We want to design product here, innovate product here, and then look around the world where the consumer is and say, can we embed the technology to make it near to where the consumer is?
I'm going to talk a bit about the need for a sense of scale if you're going to do anything to manage carbon.
Understanding how to have an impact on the carbon footprint was the theme for Mike Berners-Lee of Small World Consulting.
I will say that if you're going to try and measure carbon impacts at all, there are choices about measures. And it's important to be clear. You could measure direct carbon dioxide emissions. That's the emissions that come out of the chimneys of your factories, or of your organisation, and you could stop there. And lots of people do.
For most businesses, the time and cost savings that you can have, are really very substantial. And you never know completely until you've had a look. but very often there are simple savings in carbon that will save you money just like that, without having to put anything complicated in place. Maybe changes to travel arrangements, maybe changes to decisions about whether people travel, maybe just simple reductions in waste. So very often there are substantial cost savings that can be had without any trouble at all, really, and with those carbon savings too.
The conference organisers are constantly looking to understand and reduce the carbon footprint of the Innovex event itself. And Mike has been working closely with them on this.
We're having the measures done of last year's conference and looking at how the technical facilities here can help us reduce that.
The conference is being web streamed, and so that people who might have travelled can view it, and that obviously has long-term implications for our business model if it becomes popular. And then we're also having an element of it video conference from London, for a video conference from Forum for the Future.
I think anything that can reduce carbon footprint is a good thing, and I think with the use of modern technology, as it's getting more sophisticated, if it's allowing people to participate, to tap into this resource without actually having to get into their car, without having to fly, is fantastic. And I think there's also the flip side of that, which is there's a lot of people who are very busy running their businesses, especially during this time of recession. So the university is giving them the tools to, again, to be part of this conference, but without having to give up a full day, then that's a bonus as well.
For more information, go to the Innovation for Extremes website.